Hello and welcome to my channel, where I'll be telling you all kinds of strange stories, ranging from true crime to some much less believable, although just as fascinating, tales. For today's video we have the wretched story of Peter Bergmann. Listen in and see what you think. Arthur Kinsella and his son Brian travelled to Ross's Point Beach in County Sligo, Ireland, in the early morning hours of the 16th of July 2009, where Brian intended to run and swim in preparation for a triathlon. This important training session, however, was soon forgotten. When the two men reached the rocky coastline, they saw something peculiar. Arthur Kinsella and his son were taken aback when they realised it was the body of a man. The dead man, who looked to be in his mid-60s, was lying face down on the sand and appeared to have drowned, according to Arthur. Although Arthur assumed the man was dead, his suspicions were reinforced when he touched the man's ankle and found it to be marble cold. Interestingly, there were no tracks pointing to the body's position, so Arthur and Brian thought the man had washed up on the coast during a high tide that had since subsided. Sergeant Terry McMahon arrived on the scene just before 7 a.m. He verified that the man was indeed dead. He didn't think he'd been in the water for very long, however. McMahon also observed that the man was dressed unusually, particularly if he intended to go swimming. Despite the fact that he was wearing a purple striped Speedo-type swimsuit, he was wearing his underpants on top of it. And he was also wearing a navy blue t-shirt that was tucked into those underpants. Because the man discovered on Ross's Point Beach lacked identification, officials were entrusted with identifying him based on his actions in the days before his death. However, as he came to Ireland just 3 days before his death with limited resources and no evidence of his true identity or former life, this was going to be a hard task to complete. On the 12th of June 2009, the man was first seen at the Ulster bus terminal in Derry, Ireland, where he boarded a bus to Sligo. He took a cab to the town centre and began searching for a hotel shortly after arriving, just before 6:30 p.m. on Friday. He ultimately got a room at the Sligo City Hotel on Quay Street. According to authorities, the individual, who was described as having a slight frame and greying hair, signed the register as Peter Bergmann. His address was given as Einstetten 15, 4472, Vienna, Austria. During check-in, the man was not asked to produce evidence of his identity or residence, according to hotel staff. The man, identified as Peter Bergmann, had just a few items of baggage and had reserved a room for 3 nights. Bergmann's movements were filmed on CCTV cameras across the city during the following 3 days. Several witnesses saw the strange man's conduct in the days leading up to his death. On Saturday the 13th of June, Peter Bergmann was seen leaving the hotel while wearing a black leather jacket and carrying a purple plastic bag that looked to be full of various objects. The man left the hotel with a full bag and returned with his hands empty 13 times. Despite the fact that a number of security cameras captured his movements throughout the day, there is no video showing him throwing away the goods from the plastic bags. There were also no eyewitnesses who saw Bergmann toss anything away. The police detective assigned to Peter Bergmann's investigation, John O'Reilly, believes the mystery man was disposing of clothes and other personal items. However, he has no means of knowing what was in the bags. The man, who identified himself as Peter Bergmann, also went to the General Post Office on Saturday and bought 8 postage stamps and 6 airmail stickers. However, it is uncertain whether he shipped any letters or goods, since part of the post office's camera video was accidentally erased. Bergmann was not seen using a mobile phone or speaking to anybody other than taxi drivers and shopkeepers throughout his many journeys in and out of the Sligo City Hotel. Sergeant McMahon thought that the mystery man might have been ex-military or ex-police, since he eluded many surveillance cameras. Peter Bergmann waved down a cab outside his hotel on Sunday the 14th of June 2009 and informed the driver he wanted to go swimming. The taxi driver, Gerald Higgins, agreed to take him to Ross's Point Beach, which boasts fine sandy beaches and is a favourite swimming spot. Bergmann, according to Higgins, was a bit chatty throughout the journey and he claimed to be from Austria. He also inquired of the cab driver if there were any buses that travelled from Sligo City to Ross's Point Beach and how often they ran. Higgins said that when they got to Ross's Point, he drove about and showed Bergmann 2 beaches. However, when he parked the taxi for Bergmann to get out, the man appeared to change his mind. At this point, Bergmann requested that Higgins transport him to a bus terminal instead. According to Higgins, the unknown man paid his fare and seemed to be grateful for the taxi driver's time and assistance on bus timings. The next day, Monday the 15th of June, Bergmann arranged for a late checkout. He departed just after 1 p.m. according to hotel staff, wearing a black tank top, a light blue long-sleeved shirt, dark jeans, and a black leather jacket. He was also carrying 3 bags, one of which was the purple bag he was spotted carrying in and out of the hotel on Saturday. Peter Bergmann was last seen at the Sligo bus station at 1:32 p.m. When he arrived at the station, one of his bags, described as a soft black holdall, looked to be gone. Bergmann stopped at the bus station cafe for a coffee and a toasted sandwich before boarding the 2:40 p.m. bus to Ross's Point Beach. According to Vincent Dunbar, the Sligo station depot inspector, when he met with Peter Bergmann before his departure, he seemed to be stressed, in pain, or not himself. Peter Bergmann was later seen at the Yates Country Hotel around 3 p.m. and near the Yacht Club about 5 p.m. At 9:10 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. he was spotted wandering down the beach. At 11:50 p.m. Peter Bergmann was last seen going down the beach near the ocean. He was not seen again after that, and his body was recovered the next morning. Despite the fact that it was presumed he drowned, a post-mortem found no signs of a typical saltwater drowning. It was later found that he died as a result of a heart attack. The post-mortem also found that the man who went by the name of Peter Bergmann had incurable cancer that had spread to his chest, bones, and lungs. Despite a thorough inquiry, investigators were unable to uncover any information regarding the strange man's true identity. Authorities think the man who went by the name Peter Bergmann went to considerable lengths to conceal his real identity. Officers uncovered some of the enigmatic man's personal things, including a wristwatch and a black leather jacket, roughly 1,000 feet from where his body was found. They suspect he threw away the great bulk of his things, which may have included identifying information, in the days before his death. Because the man claimed to be from Austria and witnesses reported he spoke with a strong German accent, Austrian and German publications aired articles about the strange man, including images. Nobody, however, has come forward with reliable information concerning his identity. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed the content, click the subscribe and like buttons so you can receive more content like this strange story every week. See you next time.